Burnout. It's an all too common ailment in the 21st century. We work ourselves to the bone and don't realise our limits until we've pushed way past them. AFL Executive Darren Birch is sharing his story in order to help others recognise the warning signs. So Darren, I think a lot of people can relate to what you're going through in terms of executives burning out. Can you tell us how it sort of came to that?
Just came about just from a whole range of different things piling up over a long period of time, and I hadn't done enough work to actually address those things outside of my work environment. I just kept going and going and going to get things done for other people. So I didn't want to fail in my job, and I didn't want to fail as a dad, and I didn't want to fail as a partner. But in actual fact, when I look back, all of those things were falling apart.
So was it presenting in panic attacks or just a feeling of depression or just overwhelm, burnout?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've probably been living with some form of depression and anxiety for 20 years. And it wasn't until about 6 years ago that I went and got a diagnosis and have been on medication ever since. And I just thought that's how people were. I wasn't the typical stereotype of someone that lives with depression, because my symptoms and the way that it manifests itself isn't in not being able to get out of bed or not being able to leave the house or lacking motivation. It manifests itself in being a complete lack of an awareness, difficulty in controlling my emotional state, not feeling any ups and downs in emotion. So they're the sorts of things that start to manifest, but when you get into such a bad spot, you actually don't see anything.
Darren knew he couldn't do it alone, and after thorough research, discovered Palladium Private on the Sunshine Coast was the right place for him to rebuild.
We are a 15-bed mental health retreat facility, and we work with clients that are experiencing anxiety, depression, and the coping strategies that come along with that, so different addictive behaviours or just behaviours that aren't supporting them in their life. It's a set program, so every program has personal training, massage, yoga, mindfulness. Then we do art therapy. Psychotherapy is obviously a big part of that, so you have an individual psychologist that you work with 3 times a week during your program. We're on 20 acres here, there's lots of green space, so we recommend getting out, sitting by the lake, enjoying the facilities, the pools, just to have that rejuvenation and that rest time that our nervous system and our souls are craving just to stop.
For lots of people, the burnout happens when I keep putting more and more energy and less results come. And the burnout comes definitely from running like a hamster in a wheel, because that wheel keeps turning and I need to go faster. What about if I stop and I refocus my energy in the direction that it suits more my aspirations and my qualities, where my energy is. And when I follow my energy, I never burn out, because I just regenerate every time I apply.
I've done a number of courses previously, and I think this was the best thing for me, both personally and professionally. I think I got a lot out of it as a senior executive, even just understanding how other people are, how you present yourself, actually understanding your own emotional vocabulary.
Christopher Germer said, "A moment of self-compassion can change your entire day. A string of such moments can change the course of your life."